So all you need is your foam roller, you guys. If you have hand weights and you want to use them, you can have them with you. We are going to use access to the wall, and I'm going to show you 2 different angles when we go on the wall, just so you get a feel for the movement. Otherwise, start in sits bones or slightly larger. The foam roller's there just for a little bit of balance point, so you don't have to death grip it. And we're just going to rise up and down. If you don't have a foam roller, there's other movement patterns you can do. You could also hold a broom. You've got one? Perfect. Yeah, and if for releves, Kylie, you need something for balance, just have a broom. And then we're going to rise up and lower it down. So let's pulse it up here. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. And let's go again. Watch you're not sickling out on your ankles. 5, 4, I think I lost somebody. 3, 2, 1, and lower. And now go heels together, toes apart, or slightly wider. Zipper that up. So think pubic bone all the way up to xiphoid process, gently pulling up. Think of breath into the nose and out of the mouth. And just try and see if you can center that into your back breath, right? So we're thinking of opening up the ribs east-west versus breathing belly or chest, right? Now pulse it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we are going to internally rotate. This doesn't have to be massive. It's very gentle. For functional, we don't need a massive internal rotation in our body through the hip, but we do if we practice internally rotated and you put a lot of weight into your big toe, second toe, you will feel your peroneals really nicely on the outside of your leg. And that's what we want. Sometimes it's hard to feel those, and those are your balance babies. Let's go ahead and pulse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower it down. Spin it a little wider so you're about shoulder width. Just give me some rocking back and forth, and we're going to do our first little standing roll down. So in tall, just peel it down vertebrae by vertebrae. The farther out the roller is, the more I can push on it and get down into my shoulders. If I have any issues in lower back and in the shoulders, I'm going to keep it in tight, and I'm just going to go here. When you get down there, try and untuck your tailbone and press that out. Drop nice and deep. Give me some rocks back and forth. As you rock backwards, lift the balls of the feet. Hang out there for a second. Feel a little stretch in the hammy calf. And then when you roll forward, it's not really a releve. It's just a weight shift. Bend the knees, drop your tailbone, feel the articulation of flexion, come all the way up, fingertips on the roller, and just give me kind of a lazy extension and wiggle it left and right. So let the spine feel some movement. If my back is okay, I'm just going to push those hips forward with a slight knee flexion, and I'm just going to look to one side, look to the other, and just kind of get a feel where on earth is that spine today. Bring it back to center. Let's roll it down. Kylie, you could use your stability ball if you don't have, so yeah, that works too. Yep. And then press this out, bend the knees and straighten. So we're just going to start to get some weight bearing into those legs, bend it down, straighten it. How far down can you bend? That's up to you. I've got to laterally rotate to get my ass a little deeper, but if I want to go a little deeper and kind of test the waters, that's fair games. This isn't just squat. This is just where's my mobility this morning or this afternoon for some of you guys. So when I'm going down, I'm going to lift my heels and get a little deeper. Yeah. And then press them up. If that's not happening, I stay taller. And press. Go 2 more. Bring it down. Press it up. One more time. Bring it down. As you press up this time, turn your feet a little bit more to the front so you're parallel. And peel as you come up. Let's go ahead and give that lazy back here again. Open the spine in opposition. Look over one shoulder, look over the other, and then find yourself in neutral. Find yourself more parallel, and let's just get a powerful squat going. Just wake up those legs. So remember with this, we want to make sure we're not knocking the knees in. We're pushing the weight back, but we have full weight on all points of our foot. Yeah, it's a neutral spine, neutral pelvis, and I'm not going ass to the grass, so I'm not tucking that bottom tailbone under. Stay neutral. Hold it down here. Pull your shoulders down and away. Lift your heels, lower your heels. Lift your heels and lower. When you lift them, keep them there for a minute. Let's work that stability of that ankle joint. Yeah, so go up and down, but do it slow enough. Do you feel yourself freeze? Get a bit more weight into your big toe, second toe, third toe ray versus baby toe. Now keep it lifted. Move through the hip and the knee. Pulse it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Pull that roller in towards you, stand it tall, all the way up, and then lower the heels. If you don't need the roller, don't use it. Squat, releve, lengthen tall. It's just if you need it for balance. If you don't need it, don't use it. Squat, I need it. Releve, lengthen tall and lower. One more, squat and releve, grow tall, lower, reverse for one, rise up, tall squat, down, lower the heels. If you're okay, push that roller out, press the legs, press the arms, drop down into your chest. Give a little rocking back and forth here. So in this one, as I rock back and forth, I'm going to heel toe my feet in closer together and start a poodle wag. So I'm wiggling my tailbone from left to right. I'm not bending or straightening the legs. Keep them consistent. Move your tailbone from left to right. So it's that lower part of the spine causing a lateral flexion. If it feels good, look to the hip as you pull it around the corner and get a little deeper in that lateral. Find a natural breath. Zipper up those abs just gently. Come back to center, bend your knees, slowly come all the way up. And on this lift, instead of just kind of letting the belly go, think of that zipper. Take it from the breastbone up and extend with control. Nice extension with control. Bring it back to center. Lift the heart, give me a little extension. Retract the shoulders slightly. Look over one direction without the shoulder going. And look over the other. Back to center, pull it all the way forward. Take your roller, have a wider stance, place it forward and to the side of one of your feet. Doesn't matter which one. Press it out. Now, if I need more support, I pull it in closer. If I'm okay, I push it out farther. I'm going to rotate, so nice big rotation, but I'm going to drop into the deepest squat that I can. So don't bend for hamstring stretch, bend for knee, and then pull that elbow up to the sky, look over. So we're getting our rotation here, but we're also warming up with the changing of our heights, right? So way down there, way up, down and pull. Take that elbow and draw it right back, down and all the way back. On this one, stay in the up and reach that hand as far as you can, like you're trying to reach to the top of the room. And then bring it all the way through. Scissor down as low as you want to go. So if I'm a little tight, I'm up here. Lean your body weight into the leg you're reaching towards and back slightly. And then if your neck is okay, look from floor to sky. Little breath there. Bring it back to center. Bend your knees. Fold all the way up. Bring your feet in tight. Roller in tight. Farther away a little harder. Hand on the headline. Lateral flexion. Lateral flexion in the spine. As soon as you're ready, if you're okay with it, reach. Now, when I'm between two planes of glass, if I have a miffy QL area or lower back area, and this bothers it, round forward and reach forward a little bit instead of staying right between two planes. So I'd be reaching slightly forward. If I'm okay, I'm going to reach right over top of my ear. All right? Let's go ahead and stay there. Reach it out. Push the roller in your hand away. Push your hips in opposition, look to the floor, and breathe as big as you can. Massive inhale through your nose into those rib cage muscles that you're leaning out. One more big breath. And then drag that arm all the way up. Widen out the legs. Just start a little shoulder roll. When you're ready, it's going to go elbow. And then when you're good, it's a big backstroke. Wiggle everything, right? And then other direction. Get the whole body going. I don't care what it looks like. We're just moving. And then wiggle out of that. So we have the other side to do. Nice and wide. Find your flexion. Reach. And nice and deep. Get down there. And big strong pull. The key thing here for me is the rotation. So we want to rotate and we want to warm up the spine in rotational. But we want to lower and lift just to get that heart rate warmed up and the synovial fluid and all those joints going. Let's go one more time. Stay in the up. Open your chest. Stretch that hand. Feel the pec line. Big breath here, guys. And then bring it all the way down. Cross wherever you want. So if I'm a little tight, I'm resting here. If I'm okay, down you go. Straighten the legs. Lean into that hip. Lean back and in. If the vision's okay, no vertigo, look from floor to sky. Neck's bothering you this morning or today, just look down. Bring it back to center. Bend as you drag the spine up. Feet in nice and tight. Hands supported on the neckline. So remember, I'm either between two planes of glass or I'm going slightly forward. And then as soon as you feel ready, start the reach and the hips going in opposition, the roller going in opposition to that. Press it out. When you're good, stay out there. Lean the hips, take a peek to the floor. Breathe as big as you can into those intercostal muscles, you guys. Open up that breath pattern. and then bring it all the way out. I like to widen my stance, start the shoulder. Feels good, go to the elbow. Feels good, go to backstroke. And then a couple front strokes. So again, there's no magic to that. We're just moving the arms, right? And then wiggle that off. So go ahead and hold your roller. And if you need it for squats, keep it in your hands. Hold your roller with your palms underneath it. Bring your feet into parallel sits bones. Tuck your elbows into your body line. And then without moving your ASIS, rotate just your ribs. So the pelvis will want to go. I want to isolate and bring it back. Inhale, rotate. Be picky here. So we want to get as much rotation as we can, but we don't want to move the pelvis. And bring it back. Inhale, rotate. Not that it's wrong to move the pelvis, but I'm just trying to isolate between top and bottom, right? Bring it back one more time. Rotate. We're going to add a smidge of flexion to that. So rotate, and then offer that roller out as you get a little flexion going on. And then stack the spine to tall. Bring it back to center. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, offer. Inhale, stack to tall. Bring it back to center. Hold the roller wide. Take the legs wide. Turn the feet out a little bit. So I just want you to place that roller behind, but not on the curve of the neck, down lower with your hands here. So that, if you are tight in the pecs, is not going to be an option. If that is not working for you, it's here in front of your chest. Okay, don't fight yourself on that pec movement. From here, go back tight with your feet and try the rotation without moving your pelvis. You're not going to get very far, but it's going to open and expand that chest. Bring it back to center. Keep your hips to me. Keep your pelvis to me. Rotate. Bring it back. Keep your chin parallel to the floor. Look straight forward. Cut the room in half with your vision. And bring it back. Last time. And rotate. Ugh. And back. Grab that roller. Widen your stance. Bring the arms to your quads. And then just bend the elbows behind. So I'm coming to quads. And I'm bending behind. What will happen as we go to bend behind is we'll throw the head forward. Keep your head in line. So if that means you're just getting to here, that's fine, right? I don't want you to throw that head forward. I want to keep neutral through the entire spine. And press. Give me one more. Down and press. And then we're going to do that nice big figure eight. So nice and wide. Come all the way down into a passive squat. If you can get down there, get all the way down. If this is not happening, I've got my elbows on my knees. Otherwise, down you go. Hey, big guy. Hi. Rock it from left to right. So now I want you to start to feel, I'm going to move my roller for a second. Come up on your toes, right? Pivot on the toes. If you've got the ability to get movement into the toes like that, please go there, right? Bring that roller back. Stay here. If you can drop the heels, great. I can't. Not going to happen in my hips today. If you can drop your heels and lean back, go ahead. If you have tight Achilles tendons, that's not going to happen. Don't fight it. Put your elbows into your knees and lean forward into your hands a little bit. And feel your inner thigh get stretched. So I've come right up on the balls of my feet and I'm putting pressure into my hands, almost like I'm going to go into a handstand. Now, I could be up here. If I'm tight, I'm up here and I'm leaning forward. Then from there, pull the roller in tight, widen out the legs, and we're starting our figure eight. Left hand or right hand, doesn't matter, goes to the side. I'm going to laterally flex. I'm going to extend through the top. I'm going to laterally flex, and then I'm going to deep as I spin. Inhale, reach. Exhale down. Just one more. Inhale, reach. Watch the vision so you don't get vertigo, you guys. Switch directions or dizzy. Switch directions, open. And bring it around. Just two more. Big inhale. Use your breath. There's no magic to it. Just breathe. Last one. Bring it all the way around. Bring it through. Squat it down. Let your head dangle. Let your tailbone dangle. Hands on the roller. Straighten out the legs. Drop down into forward fold. Don't need the roller. Just move it forward and drop. Inhale, exhale. Get down into the hamstrings. See how they feel. A little bit tight. Bend the knees. Now we're going to fully bend the knees, grab the roller, and vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, roll it up. Give a little wiggle. Bring those feet in nice and tight. Lovely. We're going to put that roller just off to the side and just do a little bit of free flow for a few moments. So on the very back of your mat, sits bones. Reach. Come around the corner, bend knees, hips, ankles, find the floor. Walk it out to cat in 4, 3, knees down on 2 and 1. So my toes are curled under, and I'm just going to stretch out those toes a little bit. So let's lean back and forth into the toes. The wrists are now starting to wake up with a little bit of weight there. As I lean forward, I'm coming to what feels quite far forward to stretch out that hand. Just be careful if that's not working for you. You could go on an ottoman instead, on your wrists or on your elbows. When you sit back, this is where your feet will want to go to run away from your toes, right? They'll want to ankle and sickle out. See if your toes will invite, watch bunions and arthritis, to curl right under, and let's sit on those toes for a moment. Stretch them out. Knees don't invite that, just kind of sit back a little bit, right? Feel that little pressure. And then come forward into your 4-point stance. Draw your abs up and in. Uncurl your toes and paddle them out. Leave them neutral. And start some sternum drops for me. So the elbows are staying consistently straight but not jammed. I'm dropping in my sternum bone and I'm pushing away. This doesn't change the spinal position. Neutral spine, neutral pelvis, movement through the scapula. Yeah, one more. Now stay pushed away so you have no wings, and think of dropping the shoulders into your back pocket. Angry cat. Start at your tailbone, round as you come up. Exhale, look to your pubic bone. Inhale, sit back towards your heels. Walk your fingers too far forward. Feel that little lat stretch. Big breath here. And then come all the way back up into 4-point, and then untuck the tailbone and find your cow. So tailbone reaches, head looks up. Again, drop your tailbone round your spine. Sit back on your heels. Really tuck your tailbone underneath. Try not to widen your legs here. Stay rounded in straight neutral if you can. Come all the way back up into 4-point. Untuck the tailbone and lengthen long. Curl your toes and let's press up into one elephant. Lift up, elephant or down dog. Prance. Wiggle those feet a little bit. Coco, move your bum. People can't see. Come over here. Come here. Come lie down here. Come over here. There. And then go ahead and drop both heels if you can. Too tight, lift the heels, bend the knees. I hold on to my mat so I don't slip and drop down into your chest for some shoulder hello. Couple breaths here. One more. Come out of your shoulders, get your hands underneath your shoulders, and find a long stretch or long plank. So I don't like neutral here. I like a small tucked tailbone for supported spine. If you need to, knees down. Otherwise, get a little pouncing cat. So I'm going to modify. I'm going to show you pouncing cat from the knees, right? If I'm feeling good, my knees are off. If I'm feeling good, my knees are off. You choose your levels here. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so I'm pouncing forward and backwards. When you pounce back, get right into that body. The knees almost touch, and then come forward to full plank. Inhale, exhale. We're getting a little bit of knee mobility and hip mobility here. As you pounce forward, drive one leg forward to the outside of that foot. Drive it. Now drop your hip down just a little bit for a back hip flex, stretch out, and then push it back. And then the other leg. So we're alternating. If I cannot feel comfortable with my knees off, I'm going to be here. I'm going to come through and come back. We're going to add on one little step to this. Jump forward with one foot. Take that hand off. Rotate your chest and look towards the sky. Big breath here. My knee could be down. And then I'm going to come back and push my hips back. Forward with the other foot. Drop the knee if it feels okay. Open the chest. Rotate towards the sky. Big breath here, you guys. Nice. Bring that hand down. Push it away. Keep it here. Walk your hands forward. Bring off your knees if they're not already. And drop the knees down if they're not already. Uncurl the toes. Lift your heart and sink your belly. Now, if this is difficult for you, I need you for your lower back to go to elbows, right? So from here, I'm thinking more Gumby-ish. So let's all lower down to the elbows and do one floppy. So my legs are reaching away, small lateral rotation. Wiggle, let your butt go, let your abs go. No connection, no connection. So Mackenzie, floppy. Just push off until you feel mobility in your back. Pubic bones down. Now, if you want to come up more in height, bring your hands closer towards you. And then again, without connecting and lifting the pubic bone, you should feel movement in your lower back. If you sense your glutes clenching, I need you to lower down and let go of those ass cheeks. No movement in the ass. And then bring it down. Beautiful. One more time. Just letting that lower back have a little opener. It's meant to have that curve. And then bring it all the way down. Bring your hands back into connection. Curl your toes, either from the knees or the feet. Push away, holding a plank again. Let's hold it for 5, 4. Tuck your tailbone under just a hair. 3, 2, 1. Pike your hips up. Walk your hands to your feet. If you're using your fingertips, bend your knees. Get your palm down. All the way home. Let your head look through your legs. Dangle. If ragdoll's okay for you, go ahead and lift your arms off. And then bend the knees and slowly come up to tall. So we're going to wake up glute med, glute min a little bit here. I'm going to show it on the wall. All right, so we know when we go into a leg lift, we want to try not to hike the hip, right? So when we come to the wall, the roller's just for balance. I want you to stand with your shoulder against the wall so that you're that far away from the wall, foot-wise. So shoulder, foot-wise. Without hiking your hip, you're just going to lift this leg up and then push it in so the knee touches the wall and then your hip touches. So knee, hip. Watch you haven't done this. See how my hip is way higher? I'm keeping parallel. And now what I want to do is think neutral spine, neutral pelvis. I'm putting the roller in front. I'm going to squat. So I'm going to squat. So I'm going to show you what that looks like here. So I've got a forward lean and I've got that knee pressing. This is called McDonnell, I think it is, squat. So once we're here, we're not actually going to squat. We're just going to stay here. And I want you to think equal pressure from your hip, your knee, your foot on both legs and try and push the wall away. Push, push, push. Bend your standing leg. Bend your standing leg, lean forward like you're in a squat. Bend that standing leg quite deep. Hang out there, hang out there. If you don't need the roller, put it away. So if you're standing tall, hinge forward like you're in a squat. Push. These are your glute med, glute mins. You should feel the outside of your ass cheek. 5, 4, breathe. 3, 2, 1. Stand tall and come out. Did you feel the strike along the sides? That's what you're looking for. Glute med, glute min. Come down into your squat. Take this knee, open it into the wall, then drop your hip into it. Drop your foot into it. Lean forward, bring that leg up. Again, get nice and low. If you don't need the roller, don't use it. Push, push. So I'm trying to push the wall away. I'm trying to push the air away, and I'm pressing, but I'm not going anywhere. It's an isometric hold, glute med, glute min. Lean forward a little bit. I can't tell who it is. Lean forward a little bit, Erin, for me, a bit more, and untuck your tailbone. There it is. Push, 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 push. 5, 4. It's actually deceivingly hard. 3, 2, and 1. Come out of it. And this time we're going to place the roller. Now, if that was difficult, don't place the roller. Otherwise, we're placing the roller along the knee and the foot. The knee and the foot. So now I've got to stabilize my pelvis. Don't let your hips roll in. Drop down, my hands on top, and now I'm going to push into my knee and my foot and this booty, but I'm still sinking. We've got 8, 7. Stick your butt back. 5, 4, like you're squatting. 3, push, push, push. 2, and 1, and come out. Oh. All right, other side, other side. Start a shoulder distance away. Squat down. Get that leg into the wall, so you're leaning into the wall, and then bring the leg up. Lean forward, stick your booty out. From here, push into both legs actively. Push into both legs actively. Untuck. If you don't need the roller, don't use it. This is my bad leg. Sometimes I just need that roller to find the position. Let's hold for another 5, 4. Keep pushing as hard as you can. Feel the glute on the outside turn on. 2, and 1. Let yourself come out. Give a little wiggle. You might have a dumb ass side, literally dumb ass, glute med, glute min. Squat. Bring up that leg. Lean everything, the foot, the knee, the hip. Actively push it out and then squat down so you feel the resistance in your standing leg as well as the hamstring and the glute on the standing leg are turning on. Now push away, push away, push away. Feel yourself push away with that knee as well, not just the ass cheek, not just the foot. 5, 4, everything. 3, I lied, we got 5 more. 5, it should have gone from 10. 4, 3, 2, 1, come out of it. Give a little wiggle. Now if it was okay, use the roller. Use the roller. Hinge, so find your squat first. My roller can be on the ground or in the air, doesn't really matter. I like it in the air. And then I'm going to place my foot and my knee on that roller. Watch having hip height. So this is my weak leg on the outside, and this is actually ridiculously difficult. Now push away on that. Push away. Push, push, push. With the foot and the knee, but now the hip has to stabilize. It has nowhere to go. Don't let it swing into the wall. Let's go for 5. Push, push, push. 4, 3, 2, 1, and come out. Give a few little wiggles. Now, if you want your hand weights, you can use them. Take the roller, put it into the small of the back, so kind of where your lumbar region would be, and lean that against the wall. And then you're going to walk your feet forward and have them about shoulder width distance, so squat distance. My elbows, I've got long arms. My elbows can touch the roller. If they can't, bring your roller up a little bit so your elbows can base. From here, squat it down. Squat it down. Don't stick your bum out to the wall, but push it back a little bit. So there's a little space between the wall and your ass, but not too much. And then power up your legs. Down and up. Keep your spine neutral. So only drop as deep as you don't feel yourself tuck your body forward. So push the booty back as you hinge into those legs. Down and up. If you want the arms, you could add a bicep curl. I didn't grab my weights, but if you wanted to, I could add the curl. Focus on the squeeze of the glutes as I press away from the floor. Down we go and curl. Let's go 4 more, and 3, and 2. Now stay down there, stay down there. Bring your feet in close enough that you're able to releve your heel off. Lift lower. So stay not past 90. Come slightly out of 90. Come slightly above 90. Hold there. Now lift and lower your heels. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Arms, you can press them to the sky if you're using your weights. As I lift, lower my heels, I'm keeping my ankles strong. I'm working isometric into that nasty quad and glute. Let's go 3 more. Draw those abs in nice and strong. Last 2. Last 1. Lower the heels. Press as you bring yourself all the way up. Bring your feet in way tighter. So now I'm sits bones. I'm sits bones. I'm going to sink down. The roller's in the kind of rib cage. I'm lifting one heel, which means I've got to bring this other leg underneath me equal to sit bone so that I don't fall. Push your elbows into the roller. And let's single leg squat. So right now I've left this leg on the floor on a gentle releve. Put your middle finger ASIS, thumbs, ribs. Watch this hip that you're lifting with a releve isn't hiked. Square it off. Now if you're okay, push your back into that roller a bit. And when you come up, I want you to bring that leg up. You might need to keep your elbows on the roller for a flirt of stability. Down and lift. Now I can't. But if you can, when you go down, don't put the foot down. Or drop it behind you a little bit. But try not to weight bear. So I'm going to drop it behind. Notice how that hip on that free moving leg that doesn't have support starts to shift. Don't let it shift. Go 2 more. And 1. And leave that foot down. Go ahead, start with the other leg. Start with just the high ball of foot. Stick your booty back. Start the single leg squat. Look at your knee. Watch it's not collapsing. Rib, hip are staying square. Feeling balanced. You're going to drive the knee to the sky. You might need your elbows on the roller for stability. If you don't use them. I need them. I will hip hike. Down and press. So this is my side I have issues in. And so I might come slower to bring my foot up. If you're good, keep your tempo. Honor what's going on in your own body. And then when you're ready, if you're ready, the foot goes behind and you drive it up. It goes behind and you drive it up. Go slow. 5. Watch when that foot goes behind, you don't drop your hip, right? So I don't do this. I stay square. 2 more. And 1, and lower that leg. Ooh. Give those a little wiggle. Place your roller to the front. Move your dog. Out you go. You can have your bone. Go chew over there. Ugh. Start at the very end of your mat with your legs in lateral rotation. Give a nice deep squat. And then if you're okay, you're going to roll to come down. So I'm just going to go careful because my dog's in the way. Move! Oh my God, coax. And then bring yourself to tall sit. So if you could do that a little more gracefully than I did, please do so. Otherwise, let's take that roller and let's sit on it in our sits bones. She's okay now. I'm up on my sits bones and my heels are in the corner of my mat. So I use the corner of my mat to gauge whether I'm shortening a leg as I do my rotation. So we're going to do a little bit of spine twist here. Super tight, bend the knees. Hyperextender, bend the knees. Feeling just neutral, the legs are reaching long. Arms out to the side, but you can see them in peripheral. ASIS, staying facing the front. I'm going to inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate a little bit more. Inhale, rotate a bit more. Now stay here for a brief moment. Look to your legs. First of all, is your quad clenching for all it's worth? Or did you move that heel out of the corner of your mat? That means you're moving your pelvis. Bring it back to center. Pelvis doesn't move. Inhale, spine twist, not the pelvis. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. Look to the back wall. Exhale, center. Sit tall, sit tall. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate a little bit more. Exhale, center. Last time, inhale, rotate. Drop your arms so your shoulders aren't getting tight. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, center. Release that out. Beautiful. So we're going to do spine stretch. Arms reach out. And then I'm going to keep my lumbar spine vertical to the earth and fold forward in my thoracic. So don't lean forward for hamstring stretch. This is where my back goes flat. I'm getting a lovely hammy stretch, but that's not what this is. My lumbar spine stays vertical to the earth. My thoracic spine rounds. My arms just dangle to my quad. And then I'm going to sit tall again. Inhale. Exhale, the spine stretches forward. Inhale, grow to tall. One more time. Just the spine stretching forward. Take a big breath here, and let's get a little hammy now. So come out of spine stretch, lean forward, let your head dangle, take a big lean, and try and lean from one leg to the other. Hyperextenders, bend those knees, please, just a little. Slowly peel to tall. Plant your feet quite strong. If you don't like this on the roller, just sit down. Or if you don't like this movement, just sit down. I'm going to tuck my tailbone and roll my spine, then take my elbows and move my roller. Now it's right between my shoulder blades, but underneath the tip of my inferior angle. So your shoulder blades have 2 little tips. Be right underneath those. Interlace your hands. Make sure your roller's somewhat straight, and give me an opener through thoracic. So I'm tucking my elbows in. I'm going to inhale to lie back. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to lie back. Exhale to fold in. So this is not about a sit-up yet. I want this to be about the opener. One more time. Inhale back. Exhale, fold. Now stay in the fold. Bring your feet more sits bones. Think of zippering up the abs. Only go back as far as now the head doesn't go. So I was letting the head go. Now I'm keeping it connected. And then march one leg up as you come in. Inhale back. Exhale up. So I can still get into my extension, but I'm not throwing my head back there. And then I'm crunching my abs as I come in. So this back here is called my arch and curl with a march. Inhale down, exhale up. Now working for you, you're going to straighten out the legs as you go and drive them in. Watch you're not hip hiking. Inhale down, exhale in. Beautiful. Still working for you. You can change this into scissor. I want you to be mindful of rib hip, and as that leg is driving up, you're not twisting or hiking. This is just straight on the rectus, on the rectus abdominis, just straight through those abdominals. Draw the abs in. One more time. Now leave your legs straight if they're not straight already. Leave your legs straight if they're not already. And I want you to lie back a little bit. Make sure that your roller is at the bottom tip of your shoulder blade. If you're okay, let go of your head and reach your arms actively. We're going to do a roll up. We're going to inhale, cervical nod, look to your toes, deepen the connection between ribs and hips, lift off your roller, bend your elbows, and go into forward fold. I'm wiggling back and forth here. And then roll vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Make sure the roller hits the same spot. If not, move it slightly. You don't want it right into the rib cage. And open you go. The arms can go over, the head can go down if you can get there. And then inhale, cervical nod, big breath out. Connect the abs and fold. Give a little wiggle here. Now, if you're fine with full rollover, you can remove the roller. If full rollover you jump, I need you to keep the roller. So now I'm going to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. The head goes down, the arms go over, watch the rib pop. Inhale, cervical nod, look to your feet. I'm a little tight, so I'm going to bend my knees slightly. If you're not tight, don't bend your knees. And then fold forward. Roll right back. So we're going to do 3, moving smoothly. Open it up. Inhale, cervical nod, big breath out, exhale. If you notice your feet pop like mine did, that back just might be a little too tight to go there yet. Maybe it'll warm up, maybe it will not. Just depends on your body. Inhale, cervical nod, big breath out, exhale, and fold. And last one, we're going to stay down there. Make sure that you can grab your roller with your hands, and then leave your hands to the side of your body. Bring your feet in. Put that roller in between your heels and your bum. Get it as straight as you can to the mat. So I'm feeling my toes on the edge of the mat, so I know one foot's not farther in front of the other. And then the roller's right into my ass cheek. That should have me fairly straight. Use your roller and your fingertips. Pull your butt in and bring your booty on here. If this is too high, leave your bum down for toe taps, especially if you're feeling unstable today. Find a slightly supported spine. Knee fold one leg. Knee fold the other. So this also is a great place, sorry, I should have cued it, for your weights if you're feeling like you want some resistance today. So I've got my legs in tabletop. I'm going to focus on the lower half first. So without letting the rib to the hip move at all. So the distance between my ribs and hips is maintained all the way through. As I lower that leg, I don't pop my ribs or make a hip hike or hip drop. If that's working for me, I can go into the straight leg option, right? It's not about the toe tap. It's just called toe taps. It's about not letting your pelvis move. If you've got control of that, the arms reach to the sky. Holding here, you've got to add the rib cage to the connection. Still working for you. I turn my palms to face my knees. I take my hands over the head as I load my spine. No change in your spine. And then bring your hands back to your knees. It can be toe tap. It can be single leg. It can be leg, knee, leg straight. The arms can move or the arms can stay still, but nothing's happening in your torso. Notice that you tend to pull the knees in tighter. Keep them into what we call a regular tabletop. If you want to make this harder and make it a bit more ambitious, I'm going to go into long tabletop. So here's regular tabletop. Here's long. My legs are starting out. So they're heavier all the time. One more. Keep everything reaching to the sky. Turn your palms to face. Open and close your chest like flies. Open and close. Straight out from your pec line. Now we're going to do a double leg. So we're going to do this deathly slow. You may not tap. I'm going to go 4, 3, 2. You're in your open, but you didn't move your spine, and bring it up. 2, 3. Now if you're back, keep going, has the strength to keep this in a neutral position versus supported, please go ahead and transition very carefully into neutral. If this is working for you, you want to straighten out those legs, they're heavier, go right ahead. And then pull them in slowly. No. Go out, 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3. 2 more, nice and slow. Out, 2, 3, 4, and in. You can keep the knees bent, guys. Last one. Out, 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, and release the weights down. Release one leg down, release the other. Push the roller out a little bit so it's kind of squishing where your larger part of the glute is, and then slowly reach the legs out. So if it's in your lower back, it's going to cause you too much arch. It's quite low down. It almost feels like it's going to shoot out. If you're okay, straighten out the legs, but not actively. Just let them dangle so you feel your hip flexor open up. Your pubic bone should be higher than your belly button right now. And then if you're still okay and you want more stretch, drag one leg in. Drag one leg in, pull it out to the side so you're laterally rotated. Still okay? Go ahead and bend and straighten that leg you have in the air. Now, if I flex the foot as I push it away, go dorsiflexion, I'm going to get more stretch. If that's not happening, just move the leg very gently. Again, honor what's going on in your body. Bring that leg all the way down. Drag your other hip up. Come up slow. Grab behind. See how this side feels. And then when it feels okay, if it feels okay, you're going to start that bend and straightening of the knee. Still feels good, you can start the point and flex through the foot, through the ankle. And just breathe. Breathe, 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 breathe. And then slowly let that come all the way back down. We're going to go into hammies. We're going to push that roller out, but before we go into hammies, we're going to do a set of tabletop. So grab behind one leg, grab behind the other, push your roller out a little bit, and roll up just so it doesn't get in the way of your butt. Fingertips are going to point towards your shoulders, right? So we're not going, you can go here if you're really tight with your fingers facing the side walls, but we're not here jamming out on the elbow joint. From there, my feet are lined up with my sits bones, and I'm going to press into my hips. If my vision's okay and neck's okay to look to the sky, please do so. We're warming up the glutes, so I need an ass squeeze here. And then lower it only part way. Lower it part way. Squeeze to come up. And lower it down. So I'm getting a little bit of a hip thrust. I'm pulling up a little faster. If my back's not inviting that, don't push as high. Exhale, squeeze. And bring it part way down. Exhale, squeeze. Bring it part way down. Go two more. And bring it down. Give me one more. And bring it down. And then lower it all the way. Go ahead, grab behind your knees, roll it down. Arch of the foot now, sits bones position or slightly wider because we're doing doubles first on the roller. So I can be sit bone or wider. I'm going wider, I'm going shoulder width. If you know you're a hamstring cramper, throw the roller away. From here, I'm going to articulate my spine all the way up into my bridge. I'm coming high bridge. If your back is not inviting high bridge, lower it down. This is usually done in neutral. I actually don't love it in neutral. I keep a slight posterior tilt. I find my ass more. I find my abs more. And then roll it back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. It's an articulation. Right out through your pubic bone, now I'm in neutral. Tuck your tailbone, squish the air out of your lower back, lengthen it up. Soften your toes. Try not to lift your toes up. Now look at your hips. My right hip is higher than my left. That's my dumbass side. So I'm literally going to turn on that ass cheek and make them parallel. And then I'm going to slowly come down. The next thing I'm going to look at as I roll up is my knees. Did I take one knee farther out to the side? And these are things that are really hard for me to see in the camera. So I just need you to kind of look for those corrections in your body. And then slowly come down. Now if you're feeling ambitious, up go those weights. We're going to roll it up. We're going to press the arms up. And now we're going to go to butterflies. So I'm going to open and close the arms. Get that first. Flies in the arms. Now get flies, neutral spine, bridge, so no articulation. Lower your bump so it almost touches. And then squeeze the knees right together as you bring it up. Now, if you've got any hip impingement going on, internal rotation's usually a nasty. So don't bring the knees all the way in. If you can, go ahead and bring them in. And you should feel your inner thigh muscles now start to activate. Inhale down, exhale, squeeze. The spine is not moving. I'm back into that neutral spine, neutral pelvis. How can you tell? When you go down, you shouldn't feel your lower back hit. You should feel your glute hit and your upper rib cage zone. And then come up. Otherwise, it's a good indication you have a posterior tilt occurring. This is neutral. Go two more. And go one. Now keep your knees together, if you can, and squeeze your butt cheeks to the sky. Squeeze, squeeze. Not a big hip thrust. Squeeze your glutes on, off, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. 5, 4, wake them up. 3, 2, open to neutral. Peel the nastiness down. Release off. Coco, I love you. Just dropped a drool on me. Oh, yes, is that your bone?
Go get it. Bring your feet back into parallel sits. We're going single leg. So if you're wide here, you're going to rotate to one side or the other. So sits bones difference. And if you know you're a cramper or your hamstrings are already starting to feel it, get rid of your roller. She's okay. She's okay. She's down now. From here, I'm going to press up either to low, to middle. If I can maintain high bridge, I will. If you feel you're in your lower back, drop and tuck. Drop and tuck. If you're hypermobile, I don't want you up here. I want you down a bit with more connection. Janelle, make sure your foot is nice and strong. Feel your glute and hamstring turn on one side and just march the one leg. She's fine, Trev. Lift and lower. Lift and lower, just the one leg. Focus on that one glute. Look at your hips. Are you hip hiked? Is one hip dropping? Keep them as parallel as you can. If it's staying nice and parallel, go ahead and grab those weights. Go ahead and go grab those weights. So they're both reaching up to the sky. Now I'm going to add, as my leg drops down, my arms are going to go over my head. I can start to kick that leg out. Toe tap or kick it out. Pull it in. So I can do knee bend reaching in and out, or I can go straight leg. Now I've added bigger movements in the arms. So I need you to go where you can. I'm going to go right over top of my head, and I'm finding a little extension in my hip here, and then pull it down. Let's go 4 more. That ass cheek is turned on, and bring it in. And go 3. And bring it in. Last 2. Should feel those glutes and hammers. This is my bridge 3. Now keep everything reaching to the sky. Harder, that leg is reaching out. Lower your bum a little bit and squeeze it up. Lower it a little bit, squeeze it up. Lower, so don't just thrust your back, squeeze your ass cheek. 4 more, squeeze. 3, 2, hello, and 1. Bring that foot down, bring your spine down. I promise we'll stretch it out. Take your legs wide and just give me some windshield washers. Rotate the knees, rotate the pelvis. We have to do that entire sequence on the other side. We will start with a little bridge 2, which is marching. And then we'll go into bridge 3, which is the repetition of the leg lifted in the air. Bring your feet back into parallel sits. Got to be parallel sits. Can't be wider, you'll be lopsided. Leave your weights to start with. Hinge up either low, middle, or high. Again, hypermobile, down a bit, tuck. From here, let's just start that little marching. Just to find glute activation. Wake everything up. I'm on the arch of the foot, not the heel, not the toe. If I wanted to work harder, just FYI, I'd move the roller farther away from my ass. Mine is not very far away. All right, you can move it out. Now go ahead and leave the opposite leg down and just go into that one leg, just like toe taps basically, the one leg going up and down. Working for you, you can send those weights to the sky and just hold them, so I'm working scapular stability, or I can move them in coordination. So the leg goes down, the arms go over, and it comes in. As soon as you're ready, you can start that leg bending and straightening to come in, or extending out through the hip. Any option is doable, but you're trying to maintain the same height through your pelvis and your back. Let's go 4 more. Exhale as you come down. If you add more movement in the arms, so I'm bringing my arms almost to the floor here, and then almost to the floor over my head. Go 2 more. And then I'm going to keep everything reaching to the sky. Harder is reaching farther away. Lower the bum a bit and then squeeze. Lower the bum a bit, squeeze. If you find yourself really unstable, get your elbow down. Right, so this side, I drop my hip a bit. I'm dropping my elbows on this side. Squeeze the ass cheek. Squeeze. Push it up quickly. Let's go 3, 2, 1. Foot down, booty down, weights wide to the side. Pull that in and slide your tailbone on it again. Happy baby. So it's almost pushing out the butt end, not quite. Knee fold one leg, knee fold the other. Now if I'm tight, I'm in a wide position. I'm going to grab underneath my knees. My lower back is going to round. So I'm in posterior tilt. Feeling okay, peace fingers on those big toes and pull down. If you've got gorilla arms like I do, you can wrap your fingers around your feet. The idea here is to not to bring the heels together, right? The heels are going to the sky. So if you're tight, the heels are to the sky out here. If you're okay, you can pull it in.
Feel the lower back getting rounding sensation here, a little happy baby happening. And then if you're okay, you're going to stretch those legs out to straighten, bend them in. Stretch them out to straighten, bend them in. More stretch will be more like plow. I'll bring my legs together and now bend and stretch. If plow or rollover is in your practice and you want that extra stretch, we're not doing the exercise, but if you want the extra stretch through flexion in the spine, press into the ribs, wrists, and hang out in your plow. Tuck your chin in. More stretch, I flex my feet on the other side. I take my hands, I push a little bit into my back. I tuck my chin in. Too much pressure in the neck, come on out of this. Couple little breaths, and then make sure your roller's in place as you slowly, with control, peel down. We're not doing rollovers, but just peel down with control. Bend the knees, one foot down, other foot down. Move that roller right out of the way. We're going to go into extension right away, but I just want you to straighten one leg. I don't care which one. Bring up your opposite knee. Take your opposite hand on the outside of the knee. We're going to rotate. Over you go. And then look the opposite direction. So in standing, we did McDonnell. D-O-N-N-E-L-L. McDonnell squats, which would be like our side lying leg series. So you know how we normally do this one? It's activating the same muscles as the side leg lift series. So we're going to do that today. That's a great standing option. Couple breaths here. If you want a bit more stretch, you can straighten out that base leg, right? The leg that's on top. And then slowly unpretzel. Opposite leg straight, opposite hand to knee, over you go. And straighten it out. So just to show you a quick hack, if in this rotation, my back really does not like that amount of pressure because the leg is heavy, I could rest my knee on my roller while I add the rotation, right? So if that's just getting you too much, you can add that roller to take away some of the weight load of the leg. Couple breaths here. And then slowly bring it back to center. Knee fold one leg, knee fold the other. Use those legs to round yourself up. And we're just going to rotate all the way onto our bellies and take that roller into the front. This is definitely going to be optional. You do not have to use the roller. Come all the way onto the belly. So we got the side laterals in standing. We're going to go right into our extension. I'm just going to take the mic off. Hopefully you can hear it from there. I'm going to start with floppy. One hand over the other, head into the forehead, head into the forehead, head into the hands. Relax your glutes. So right now I'm feeling for the corners of my mat. I am way off middle. So I'm going to take the time to find my big toe in lateral rotation, knee, hip, ankle, reaching for equal sides on the corner. And then I'm going to lift my pubic bone and make sure my sternum bone is in the middle of my mat. Now I'm going to play. Right, so line yourself up straight, otherwise you're moving crooked. Guarantee it. You'll lie down crooked just because that's what we do. Let's get a couple floppies just to reset. So don't pull the abs in. Close your hands a little bit more depth. Farther hands, get more neckline, thoracic line. If you want to get that lumbar going, your elbows are in a little tighter. The moment you feel the ass squeeze, you're done lifting. So just remember, this is my swan with connection. Pubic bone comes off, I'm staying strong. I'm looking for Gumby, just to feel the mobility in the spine. Hypermobile people, I want you to be very cautious of this. I'd like to have a little engagement. I don't want you to just let go of everything. You just don't need more movement in that lower back. So just be mindful. And then bring it down. Beautiful. Keep your elbows down on the floor, your thumbs by your sides. We're going to do swan dive 1 first. Bend your heels so your knees, bend your knees so your heels come into your tush, and laterally rotate out to the corners of your mat. Pull your abs in, push the marble with your nose, kind of like you're rolling it away, and then watch it roll away. Engage your abs, lift, lift, lift. Nice and strong glutes are turned on now. Big breath here, and then bend from the elbows and pull yourself forward, like you're lengthening as you come down. So let's do glider 1. Lengthen it up without moving the shoulders. Look over to one side. What will happen is the body will want to dip. You need to stay strong, and then bring yourself back to center. And let's go the other way. Push that marble. Take a peek. Pull those abs in. Imagine my hands underneath your pubic bone. Ew. Lift your abs up. and then come all the way down. Horrible analogy, but it actually is a good visual. This time glider too. If you've got hip flexor or QL issues, please don't do this one. I'm going to lift up. Your body won't like it unless you're really stabilizing strong. And then bring it down. So I'm going to look one way and the opposite heel comes into my tush. I'm going to lengthen up, nice and strong. Come up slow, slow and connected. And go down, slow and connected. And now we're going to do full swan. I'm going to use the roller. I'm going to pull it forward so my upper arm's on the roller, right just below my elbow joint, right? Now, if you feel unstable in the lower back or your shoulders are tight, keep your hands on the floor. Keep your hands on the floor. I'm going to start with this little shifting. So my thumb's pointing to the sky, my pinky's pointing to the floor, my abs are pulled in. I'm going to pull my shoulder blades down into my back pockets, and that's going to give me the sensation of lifting. I'm going to go with that sensation. So as I pull my shoulders down, I'm going to lift. I won't come as high as I did when my hands were forward. Then I'm going to lengthen as I come down. Stay controlled. Go ahead and lengthen up. So we're going to do swan dive 2. As I go down, keep your chest up. Squeeze one butt cheek, reach that leg. So I haven't let my chest go down, but now I'm extending my bottom leg. Chest is still lifted. Chest is still lifted. Yes. And then lengthen all the way up. And then bring it slowly down. You don't come all the way down. Squeeze one butt cheek, the other foot and leg push into the mat. And go ahead and lift. And control it down. One more time. You can do this without the roller, guys. If you feel unstable, get rid of that roller. And lengthen it down. And then release it all the way down. Push that roller away, not too far, and press back into a wide stance. Child pose. Feels like your back doesn't need that kind of release. Come up into beach pose. Whatever feels good. Couple little wiggles. Almost there, gang. Inhale, exhale. And we're just going to do some nice extension without the roller. Bring it all the way down. And find yourself into your swan position, but you're going to hover your hands an inch off. So I'm in swan, but I'm hovering. Take your upper torso. I'm going to use my hands just briefly. I'm going to push up into extension, lower down, and then freeze where I feel my extensors can hold me. Pull your abs in. Then lift my hands off to greet. Then I'm going to squeeze my butt cheeks and lift my feet a little bit. It's not about the height of the legs. It's more so about the reaching. And then I'm going to squeeze my rhomboids and lower them down. Exhale, inhale. So I'm turning on the middle traps. I'm turning on lower traps, pulling my shoulders down into my back pocket. I'm squeezing the rhomboids as I try and pull my shoulder blades together. My glutes are active, my hamstrings are active, my legs are reaching. And I'm going into one leg cramp on my foot, so just ignore me as I point and flex the foot. That's not part of the exercise. That's just me. Now hold that little squeeze. Hold that squeeze. Reach your arms actively, turn your palms to the sky. Pull your belly button in, lower the feet and the arms, and then lengthen them up. Lower. Try not to change the lift in your thoracic and your cervical. If you need to lower it down or put your head down, please go ahead. Otherwise, we're staying in extension through thoracic and cervical, neutral through the pelvis, and we're moving shoulder and hip joint in extension. Go 3 more. And go 2. You're almost there. Now, if you can, you're going to hold it up there. Palms to the sky. Palms to the sky. 5, 4, 3, 2, release. Use your roller, pull it back with you, and then just find your little child's pose. We're going to go a little cat-cow just to stretch things out. If you feel better just hanging out in child's pose, please do so. Otherwise, if you're feeling good, join me for cat-cow with the roller. So I'm up nice and strong. I'm in a little bit of lateral rotation. You can go parallel. Parallel's a little harder on the rec fem. Reach it up, come around the corner, find your roller, push it out. Find your palms into it, stretch it out, drop into your shoulders. So as you drop into the shoulders, if the shoulders are tight, I need you to lean back into your hips here. If your shoulders are okay, knees in line with the hips, drop into the shoulders deeper. Maybe your nose touches the floor. Give a little roll here. The roller's on the fleshy part of my upper arm, or I guess lower arm, sorry, forearm. And then drop your tailbone heavy, round your spine as you come all the way up. I'm not doing thigh stretch, but if thigh stretch is for you, rib hip check, lean back a bit, find your thigh getting stretched, and if you're okay, lengthen your cervical. You guys know this one, right? Yes.
Now pull your cervical back into place, your thoracic back into place, then use your quads to pull you forward. Quads is the last action. And then roll it down. So that's an aggravator for me. I'm not going there. If you know you enjoy it, go as deep as you want. Make sure you're controlled. Find your cow first. And then drop your tailbone down. Find your angry cat as you pencil in. Grab your roller if you want. Rib hip check. Lean back with your thigh as far as you can control, and then open up your thoracic and your cervical. If you want the arms to go out to the side, those arms are super heavy, go right ahead. You bring that all back in. Use your thigh to come up. Hands go to the floor. I like to grab my hands in around my mat. I'm going to have my hands what feels too far forward. Bring your knees into powerful sits bones. Up you come. And paddle. Stretch it out, guys. Push your heel down to the ground. So we just worked that entire posterior line. If this feels like it's giving you a nice stretch, stay here. If you want to go into a little bit of attitude in flamingo first, I'm going to extend one leg up and drop into my shoulders. If I want to open the hip, I'm going to bend my knee and go into attitude, which means I take my leg off to the side, stretching that out. Nice big breath. Bring it back into parallel. Bring that leg down. Paw. Leave your other heel down. Remember, if that's not happening, heel lifted, bent knee. Extend and drop into your shoulders. Feel that stretch. Flex the foot. Go into attitude if it's in your practice. That little opener through the hip. Big breath here. Rotate everything back to center. Bring that leg all the way down. Bend the knees if you need to. Walk your hands to your feet. Just step over the roller with your hands. I'm going into ragdoll, small lateral rotation, legs quite wide, but I'm doing a supported ragdoll. If you're okay unsupported, let your head dangle. Inhale, exhale, and then bend the knees, slowly articulate up with control. Roll those shoulders, just turn and face the front. Give a little wiggle through the hips. Nice strong breath to the top, inhale up. Exhale down, we're going to do one chest opener. Reach the hands, open up your fingers and your palms, pull your hands back. Pull that, lift your heart, and then a little rounding, not too much, but I really want you to think of protracting your shoulders as you hunch into round, and then pull your shoulder blades back and open, look the other direction, big breath here. Opposite arm on top, a little bit of protraction through the shoulders as you round. Let those arms drop and drip to the floor, slowly peel up, roll the shoulders, last breath for me guys, inhale up, hands down, center, heart. And we are done.